I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. Tomorrow is once again dry with seasonal highs continuing in the 30s to the low 40s. Clouds increase and highs drop slightly to the 30s on Thursday with approaching low pressure. There is a slight chance of snow and rain during the afternoon on Thursday from I-80 south into southwest Nebraska into northwest Kansas. As that low tracks to the east, Thursday night through Friday, snow accumulations 1 to 2 inches are likely from I-80 into northern Kansas, less than an inch to the north of I-80. Occasional light snow chances persist for Friday night through Sunday. Highs Friday through Sunday cool even more into the low to mid-30s. Widespread accumulating snowfall is likely for the entire area Sunday night through Monday with stronger low pressure. Right now, it's still too early to know for sure, but many of the forecast models are indicating snow accumulations of 3 to 5 inches. Blowing snow is expected late Monday into Tuesday when winds increase, those daytime highs dropping into the mid-20s to around 30 on Monday. In the long-term forecast, colder than normal temperatures are likely for Nebraska, Kansas, and the western two-thirds of the U.S. Sunday through January 15th, especially late next week through the 15th. During the early half of January, central Nebraska daytime highs are typically in the upper 30s with average overnight lows in the mid-teens. Above normal precipitation is indicated for Nebraska and Kansas Sunday through January 15th. Those higher precipitation chances during the early to middle part of next week. For the month of January, the National Weather Service predicting colder than normal temperatures and above normal precipitation for Nebraska and Kansas. The higher chances of precipitation favoring southeastern Nebraska along with north central to northeast Kansas. Key weather factors impacting the markets include a couple of storms for the southern areas of the U.S., good rainfall in central Brazil, and continued good crop weather in Argentina. Mostly quiet weather across much of the U.S. becomes more active as the week progresses. Initial storminess increases by the midweek in the Pacific Coast states. A disturbance crossing the deep south generates some rain along and near the Gulf Coast. Late in the week, a stronger storm tracking across the south produces significant precipitation. Wet snow is possible along the northern edge of the southern plains to the central Appalachians and portions of the mid-Atlantic states. 5-day rainfall could reach 2 to 4 inches or more in the central Gulf Coast. Dry weather prevails the next 5 days across the northern plains in the upper Midwest. Across the central and southern plains as well as the Midwest, an even larger storm early next week may bring another blizzard. Forecast models still need to be worked out, but it should be another strong storm with snow accumulation farther south than the Christmas storm. Much colder air also likely to follow. In central Brazil, widespread rain this past weekend benefited soybeans in the filling stage, a pattern that continues through this weekend and probably next week. After rain early this week, southern Brazil is drier until Sunday or Monday. Recent drier weather in South Brazil is favoring the draining of excessive moisture, but a return to normal rainfall is needed for developing to filling crops. Towards Argentina, frequent rainfall the last several weeks has maintained good conditions for much of the corn and soybeans, with some of the long season corn reaching production with full soil moisture. Rainfall in Argentina is light this week before it increases this weekend and becomes regular for next week. With the check of your ag weather, I'm Paul Perkins.